Show. It's the real Chat Daddy Show. It's the real Chat Daddy Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. Saying good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be back with you guys on the second Monday of June. Am I correct about that, K. Renee, or am I wrong? First Monday? Dang. See, I hate this time of the year. Between the holiday, summertime. So this is the first Monday of June. Okay, all right, you guys. It's the first Monday of June 2022. It is Black Music Month, and it's also Pride Month. Tonight, we have another wonderful show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure. Tonight, we're going to talk about a history-making African-American artist, the first African-American to record a song, like recorded for record, recorded for whatever, Victrola, whatever they were doing back there. The first Black person to ever record a record. We'll talk about them. And then later on in the show, in anticipation of the celebration of Juneteenth 2022, tonight we welcome the creative and talented people behind a symposium that examines the quilting tradition from Africa to America. And we're going to talk about how quilts, I don't know if you guys remember quilts, but I remember quilts. Great grandmother, we'll talk about that. We'll talk to these wonderful people tonight. Sitting in the co-host chair is our girl, the one and only Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. What's up? How are you?
Hi, sweetie. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening on this. It's an overcast Monday here in Chicago.
Yes.
It was raining earlier today, then the sun came out, and then it rained again. Well, it may be raining tonight. But good evening. I hope everyone had a great weekend. This is June, Pride Month, Black Music Month, and also today is D-Day.
It is. It really is. Now, for those that are not familiar with what is D-Day, because see, I'd have thought a lot of different things until I'm like, oh, I didn't know, that had a day. I didn't know this. I'm like, God, really? Did I miss the day being D-Day?
I knew you were gonna go there. All right. No, it's not that D-Day. But
okay, dang.
Every June 6th. Everyone knows it's been more than 75 years after the end of World War II.
Okay.
And so these veterans, over 3,000 American troops and Allied forces landed on the beaches of Normandy, France, in an invasion code called Operation Overlord during World War II.
Yes.
And with this, I'm reading directly here. During which the liberation of France and ultimately other areas of Europe from Hitler's Nazi regime. And it's all because it's known as D-Day, and the strategically planned landing of 156,000 British, Canadian, and American troops landed at 6:30 in the morning on 5 beaches of Normandy.
Wow.
So it's now 70, I think it happened on June 6, 1944. So if you do the math, it's 78 years.
78 years ago when it happened.
Yes.
Okay, so a story that I have been sitting on since my vacation and have not said a word. The night that I left to travel to Florida, at Midway Airport, the gate that I was scheduled to depart out of, they were having an honor flight arrival at the airport. And we were able to witness that whole pageantry ceremony. There was a Scottish band. There were all kind of cadets, people of all ranks of the military. It was the most beautiful thing ever. And people came from all over the airport that were past security taking pictures and video. And so those gentlemen and some of the ladies and gentlemen who did that flight, they would be people, that, yes. Wow. Interesting. All right. Very good. Okay, we got a lot of people saying hey to us tonight. Good evening,
Hey,
everybody.
y'all.
I got a chance to run into our girl Debbie Green on Thursday evening when I was in Hyde Park. Hello, Debbie.
Hi,
She said,
Debbie.
I love Debbie. She's amazing. We do.
Yes.
We have a viewer from Brussels, Belgium.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Well,
I always say
Belgium.
Brussels. I think she's in Brussels. I love her. I really do.
Hi, Nadia, and welcome.
I love Nadia. Yes. Hey, Marguerite. How are you?
Hi, Marguerite.
Yes.
Oh,
there's no sound. Still no sound.
Oh, no.
Can everybody else hear us?
If you can hear us, say something.
Yeah, I think everybody can hear us. Hey, Takana, congratulations on your new engagement.
Oh, congrats, Takana.
Yes, yes. Oh, shout out to Belgium. Okay, so everybody can hear us. Yeah,
right,
okay.
yay.
Yes, very
Hi,
good. Yes.
Debbie.
Yes, very good. All right.
Are
Okay.
you from Brussels? They got good chocolates in Brussels. So.
They do. Right.
Yes.
And that's where I learned how to eat Brussels sprouts. Get it? Brussels sprouts. I know I'm in a good mood tonight. I'm in a good mood.
Tell. My goodness.
Yeah, I am in a good mood. Thank you guys for letting us know. Thank you. Oh, we appreciate you. We do. We love you. We coming over. Thank you guys. All right. So let's get into some of the news stories that we need to talk about this evening. As you guys all know, we're a health and wellness show. So we're going to start off by giving you the latest COVID-19 update numbers for the state of Illinois, where we are. Illinois Department of Public Health. We both having tongue twister problems tonight. Reported 13,798 new confirmed or probable cases of COVID-19. We had 12 additional fatalities. Now, this number is combined from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They're not giving the breakdown on the week
on daily.
Right. So over a 3-day period, there were 13,798 new confirmed cases of COVID-19. The good news is Friday through Sunday, the state administered 29,688 new vaccine shots to people. So maybe people are getting their vaccine shots. I don't know, but that number seems to be very positive and moving in the right direction. Out of the total number of cases we've had here in the state of Illinois, we've had 3,332,780 COVID cases. We've had 33,865 deaths since the beginning of the pandemic. As of late Sunday, the state of Illinois had 1,191 people in the hospital battling COVID-19. 36 of those, it's a decrease of 36 patients from Friday. So 36 people are gone. Out of those, 116 are in the intensive care and 36 are on ventilators. So that's the latest numbers from COVIDville here in the state of Illinois. So,
and speaking of COVID, it was reported today that anchor from CBS This Morning, Ms. Gayle King, as she said in her Instagram post, she caught the Rona, and they immediately escorted her out of CBS studios in New York. The moment she tested positive, they were like, "Bye, Gayle."
Right. Well, I know 2 people who I talked to today who tested positive for COVID. And these 2 people I'm very close and personal to. And I joke with both of them first, kind of like, okay, who was you with this weekend? What was you doing that you ain't have no business doing? Joking with them like that, because I knew that they had been in the house. I knew that they hadn't been around anybody, so they was like, I've been around nobody. They both went to go start work today and had to have the test done. And when they got the results, found out they both were positive. But it was so funny because I was teasing them like, wait a minute, what was you doing this weekend? Joking with them. And they was like, I talked to you yesterday. I was in the house, that type of thing. So no, they ended up both testing positive for COVID, and 2 separate people.
Wow. And then Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, was also tested positive for COVID.
Now, I'm kind of like what Takana said. This is Gayle's second time, right? And I think Buttigieg has been positive before.
Yes.
Wow. So it makes me wonder again, has COVID become the common cold? Has COVID become allergies now? You know, now we have this chicken pox situation. I know I've been sneezing more now than ever. And I know it's allergy season. It could be the fact that I have longer hair now, whatever the case may be. But I've been having sneezing attacks and it has not been COVID. But, you know, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know either, because thankfully, you know, I used to have bad sinuses and allergies would really affect me. They don't now. But,
Right.
you know, again, we're very careful. We wear our masks when we're supposed to wear them, wash our hands, you know, even though it's not talked about doing the social distancing, I still do it when I can. So, you know, I'm just very cautious. Right. And I know you are too. So
I am. I try my best to be all the time. All right. What do you have in news tonight? Let's get into your bag of things.
Well, you know, we got to talk about what's going on with these mass shootings, man. I mean, bad enough over the weekend, or I think today was the last day that the citizens of Uvalde, Texas, brought, I think, the last child, or I think 2 of the children were laid to rest, if not Saturday, today. And so there have been mass shootings in Tennessee, just all over the country.
Philadelphia.
What the hell is going on?
That's right. And just to piggyback off of what you were saying, just this weekend alone in Chicago, 28 people were shot, 4 people fatally shot. We've had 2 police officers shot within the last 7 days in the same community. One got shot in Inglewood and one got shot in West Inglewood. Like that makes it any better. But they, you know, got shot. And so it really begs a question. I know we need to do something about gun laws and how guns are so readily available. But I don't know. What else can we do? I'm tired of praying and hoping and fingers crossed and wishing. It's something that has got to be done.
We need some action. Prayer without action is you know what? So we need some action.
Right. We do. Yeah, we really do.
It's just not made. I mean, when I heard I think we reported last week about the doctor in Tulsa. 4 people were shot in Tulsa that died. One was a doctor, and the gunman shot him because he was complaining about having back pain.
Thought the doctor did a bad job on his back, right? And that he couldn't. Are you kidding me? You just had back surgery. What were you expecting? You gonna be in pain and you just had back surgery. It's a mess. It's a mess. It really is. All right. What else we got? You want to talk about the Queen's Jubilee?
Well, you know, I am glad that it's over. I'm happy for I'm just saying.
How dare you? How dare you?
Well, I am. I mean, she needs to rest. She couldn't participate in all the activities because she's 96. I mean,
okay, so listen, when you're 96 years old, everything is named after you, your face is on everything. If you only show up at the beginning and the end, that's good. A lot of them news people was making it like, oh, she couldn't make it today. Yeah.
I agree with you, sweetheart, but again, I'm glad it's over because you know the other things happening over here in the States now.
Okay, all right.
And the parties to see Queen Diana Ross, because you know she's our own queen.
She is.
Alicia Keys rocked it. Elton John.
But I gotta talk about Alicia Keys a little bit.
What happened?
Alicia Keys gonna sit up and sing that song New York. And she was in London. Couldn't she have adjusted the words or changed the words? Or
so she could have changed it, but she didn't. So you know.
Oh my God!
And remember, she a youngin. Diana Ross probably. Well, I didn't see the concert. I just saw her beautiful hair, her fashion, just looking phenomenal. You know, Rhonda, who we've interviewed, was just so proud, just a proud daughter to see her mom doing her thing. So I was just happy, right?
Right.
You know, then Queen, the group Queen, not Queen Elizabeth, also performed in Rod Stewart. Now, Rod Stewart could have changed the name instead of Sweet Caroline, because said Sweet Elizabeth. He didn't do that either. So
okay, all right. Very good. All right. Well, just so you guys know, the Queen's Royal Jubilee celebration was a 4-day celebration. It garnered 12 million viewers per night in the UK alone.
Wow.
Hundreds of thousands of people packed the streets of London. Hotel rooms were at an all-time high. Flights to and from London were hard to even get. The concert saw such stylings from Miss Diana Ross, who had a chance to perform for the Queen when she was originally Diana Ross and the Supremes. And here she was back many years later to perform for the Queen again. Let me see what else. Oh, this was the highest rating audience that the BBC has had in years. And today, Meghan and Harry released a picture of their second child, Miss Lilibeth. She had a birthday party with family and friends at the Sussex. How you say it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what? Right. That sounded a little nasty too. At their Forgemore cottage in Windsor on Saturday, and they had a portrait of her done. And so in honor of her birthday, they asked people to make a donation to World Central Kitchen, and people donated $100,000 in honor of Lilibeth's first birthday. Yeah, she balling already. She's a philanthropist already. Isn't that amazing?
And that's you start them off young, Chat Daddy. Start them off young.
Yeah, but can you only imagine for your first birthday, you raised $100 million? You know, people got her on donation list and everything now. Hello, Lilibeth. Yes.
Well, just like Blue Ivy, Carter.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
So, you know, to much is given, much is required. So
yes, very
happy
good.
Birthday, Lilibeth. And I haven't seen her official photo yet. Who's next in line, Betty? Prince Charles. He's next.
Yeah,
he's next. And if something happens to him, it'll be William.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
So that's the next thing. So
yes.
But the star of the show, the Jubilee, was Louis. Now let's keep it real.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Even though Queen Elizabeth, she celebrated 70 years on the throne, everybody was like, well, what's up, Louis? Louis was like, hey, I'm here. I don't like this noise. Stop. You know, this how little boys are. He was the star of the whole Jubilee.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Right. Yes. I like how the news station went back over time and showed pictures of his dad and his uncle and their response to things. I mean, little children do that. And that's what makes little children so adorable. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what makes the adults humble. How about that?
Yeah.
Because you can tell when Louis was being naughty, very naughty, and Kate she had that look like, you know, mothers have a look to she was like, God don't give you don't
right.
Kids will keep you humble. So
yes, they will. Yes, very good. All right, wonderful. What else do we have in the news tonight?
Well, you know, I'm the transition lady. I hate to say this, but we had another transition, and this transition I think is very, it's very precious because you remember the Gerber baby?
Yes.
The original Gerber baby?
I do, yes.
Well, her name was Miss Ann Turner Cook, and she was the original Gerber baby. She was 5 months old when an artist her name is Dorothy Hope Smith, drew a charcoal sketch of her and became famous. Well, Miss Cook passed away over the weekend. She was 95.
Oh no, I hate to hear that. And here's the deal. She still looks like the Gerber baby.
She does.
She does. I looked at her picture at 95 and she looks just like the Gerber baby. Yes. Right.
Now she's, her prayers go out to her family and friends. But yeah, the Gerber baby is gone.
Yeah, I know. Didn't they change the Gerber baby over the years, though?
They have, which they should. And I think now we should have more Gerber babies that represent our population, our demographic.
That's true. Because I think they got one called Daquan, or Day somebody. But I'm sure, right. girl. I'm telling you, they probably got a Gerber baby on their name, Daquan. Talking about, what up? My name Daquan. I want to eat this in this jar. My name Daquan.
I couldn't hold it. All right. I mean, I was like,
that's what we're here for, though. Right. My name Daquan. I'm a bad little baby. No, you shut up, lady. Right. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry to all the Daquans out there. My bad. Right, my bad. Horrible. Okay, let's continue on.
Oh
yes.
my goodness.
Our prayers to the Gerber lady.
Yes. But listen, what would you do? I'm trying to find the story because what would you do if you found $36,000 in cash?
What would I do if I found $36,000 in cash? Now, where would this $36,000 have been? Like, did I just come upon it?
It was in a couch. What was it? Inside a couch.
In a couch. Yeah. And was I at somebody's house and I was being nosy?
It was in a couch.
In my house?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be like, good night, ma'am. Good night. Good night. Good night, ma'am. It'd be a little envelope in your mailbox in the morning, ma'am. Good night. I'm out.
Apparently, a woman found $36,000 in cash. It was hidden through a couch that she acquired through Craigslist.
What?
Yes. I'm trying to pull up the story. It won't let me pull up.
Well, let me ask you this. If you bought a couch off of Craigslist, you get it to your house, you cleaning it, looking through it, and
money.
You find, okay. I was just wondering, Miss Artist incompliant. Miss Artist incompliant.
If I bought the couch,
you turned into Judge Maybelline E from there. Right.
If I bought the couch, possession has been transferred from the owner to the ownee. Me.
Right.
And it is in my house, and I'm dusting and cleaning. La. Holy snap. What? I found $36,000. I keep it. Now, I after I would be thinking about keeping it, I said, well, maybe if I could find the person I sold it to, I had to ask some questions. Well,
actually, you bought the couch from somebody. That's how you ended up getting the couch with the $36,000. So, do you contact the person that sold you the couch and be like, "Hey, are you missing something?"
I would be nosy. I wouldn't ask. Right, I wouldn't tell them right away. They had to say something because apparently, from what I read of the finders keepers, that's right, Mr. Joe. That technically,
but I'm on Betty's side here. Look, Betty said, "I think I'd give it back." God bless Betty's soul. See there, I knew it had to be some good people.
If you bought the couch, and I think the person who we bought it from had died, so it gets deeper. So again,
okay,
if the person died and you bought the couch free and clear, and it's at your house.
Yes.
And you don't. It's not like she discovered it right after she bought it. It was like some time had passed.
Right.
Then she was clear. She found it.
Yes. Okay. I get that. I see. If she bought the couch from somebody, the original owner of the couch was dead, then nobody may have ever known that the money was in the couch. Now, the lesson I learned was when my maternal grandmother died. Before she died, my maternal grandmother always said to me, when I die, make sure you tear up my house. And I didn't understand what she meant by that. I couldn't for the life of me get what my grandmother meant by that. But as I was going through her house, in radiator vents was money, underneath dishes was money, around the rim of her china cabinet was money. So I learned from my grandmother that when somebody died like that, you're supposed to go through everything, especially if it was an older person, because they could have left that money, not knowing it was there. So, I mean, I don't know. Let's see what everybody says here. Betty says that she found $1,000 in a wallet years ago, tracked down the owner to return it. Now, Betty, we finna ask the $1 million question here. Did they give you anything for that? Did they give you anything for returning that $1,000 back?
Nadia from Brussels says she gave it back. Now again,
Right.
the owner passed away. She bought the couch free and clear.
Right. It's a lot of mixed emotions on here. It's a lot of mixed emotions. If they are willy-nilly then cash the stand, you must have money like that. Well, I mean, you know, my grandmother didn't have money like that, but she sure had money everywhere. Steal their money. Okay.
And no, once a person buys property, the owner is that property is transferred. The rights are transferred from the person who sold it to the person who bought it.
Right. Right. Okay.
So
very good. Okay. So Betty did give an answer. She said, yes, they did. Excellent. But then Betty also said she went through what I went through. Yes, went through that with my grandmother. I'm telling you, my grandmother was like, boy, you better tear this house up if something ever happened to me. And I was like, I'm not getting why she's saying that. And then something said, nope. And when I did, it was a bonanza. You understand me? It was a bonanza. So, yep.
So Marguerite knows the story I'm talking about. Okay.
Okay. Keep my blessing. Who am I to deny it? Right. Okay. Very good. Right. That's the way I look.
Yes, it's yours. Theirs. It is yours. Now,
okay. So Debbie says,
no, but legally, yes, it is yours. Yes, I'm an auditor, y'all, and yes, I'm in compliance, but I know the law as well. Legally, it is yours. Morally, you know, I would think about it. I would honestly think about it. And I would make an effort to contact them. If I couldn't find them, and I would make a sincere effort. I wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm going to call. No, I would make an effort. And if I couldn't get a hold with them for a time, like, it's mine.
Okay. All right. Here we get a lot of comments tonight. I found a wallet with $300 cash and credit cards. I tracked down the owner and she said thanks and closed her front door. Baby. I'd have been a door knocker still to this day on her door. I'd have just impaled my head into her door. Right. I'd still be a door knocker on her damn door right now. Right.
You know, Tamlin, guess what? Her karma will come back just for doing that. Because see, that's not right.
That's not right. That's not right at all. I'm definitely gonna give you something. You find something of mine, I am definitely gonna give you something. So absolutely. What if they reach back out after you kept and spent the money? I wouldn't know nothing they talking about. I would not know one. What? Huh? I didn't hear you.
No English. No English.
You know what? I knew you was gonna go there. Right. I knew you was gonna go there. No, they're right. No English. No English. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Yeah, so sorry. Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a tricky situation. All right. Here's another comment. She said they accepted the money back, but gave her $2,000. She needed to get a refrigerator. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Very good. Okay. Very good. And $2,000 was nice. Yes, that was very nice.
Honest. Yes. But I tell you, here's the deal again. Once you purchase an item, if there's money or whatever, once they relinquish that, it legally is yours.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a feel-good moment. I agree, because that, you know, spiritually, God will always bless you. I get it.
Right.
I get it. But, you know.
But now, girl, at 36,000, God would have shown up, bless me. Right. I'd have been like, I'd
be sitting right on my floor right here crying. Right. That's okay. But see me, and I think you know me. If I had that type of money, I would be blessing someone else.
Me too. I don't believe in that. Right. I tell people all the time, I want to be wealthy enough that I'm comfortable, but I want to be able to be a blessing to as many people as I most possibly can.
That's
absolutely
exactly
right.
Because that's how we are. We are.
That's right.
And see, when you do that, ladies and gents, that's how you attract more blessings.
Right. Yeah. I believe that. I'm a firm believer that if you have enough where you are meeting your needs and supplies, and you're not living based on greed and gluttony and all that kind of stuff, and you really want to do something to bless people in this world, me too. I think that's the greatest gift you can ever give of yourself to mankind. Yeah. Our higher angel obviously should try to return it. It would weigh on my conscience. Oh, Joe Love is so sweet. Oh, look, I like
Joe Love. We love you.
A long time ago, an ATM gave me $100 too much. I turned it in, and the bank sent me a bouquet.
Now it's interesting how a story like that has
it has turned into the show tonight. Right.
I tell you.
Right. All right. Here's another one. An African lady in Southern California feels she's been blessed, not to need, went to have to cap it. She's blessed by God. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, I've done some incredible things for people. I mean, I've given people my life. I've fed people. I've clothe people. I try to do my best to live according to what God wants you to do to be a better person. Exactly. But I don't know, girl, if I'd have found that 36,000, this show would have been on hiatus for a minute. Right.
And see, folks like, where Chat Daddy? All I see is Camera Day. I don't see Chat Daddy. I'm like, well, Chat Daddy taking some time off. He needs to record.
I mean, like, y'all ain't see me jet skiing on Instagram. Y'all ain't see me jet skiing. Right. Oh my God. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Welcome. This is the first Monday of June 2022. It is Black Music Month. It is Black Music Month, D-Day, and Pride Day. Yes, and Pride Month, absolutely. And tonight we're having a wonderful conversation about just honesty, what you would and would not do. And in just a few moments, we're going to talk about a wonderful exhibition that is going on pertaining to quilts. Kay Renee, you and I were talking earlier about quilts, and I was trying to remember. It would have been my great-grandmother who lived in Meridian, Mississippi. And when we would go to visit, she would have quilts on the bed.
You know, it's interesting. I still have my quilt. I don't know if my grandmother quilted it, but my late great aunt who lived in Birmingham, she had given it to my grandmother. And then when my grandmother made her transition, my uncle kept it. And then when he had a fire in 2011, that quilt was saved. Interesting enough, everything was destroyed, but that quilt. And now,
wow. See, I have none of that type of stuff. I have none of my childhood things. That's beautiful. That is really, really beautiful. But I do remember being a little boy going to Mississippi. And growing up, we had bedspreads where relatives in the South, at least my grandmother, she had quilts, and they were, patchwork quilts of different pieces of material and things like that. Well, we're going to talk to people tonight who have just made beautiful pieces, and they're going to be on display at Navy Pier, the DuSable Museum. This is a big deal about quilting, so I'm excited about that. And then when we get done talking to them, we're going to talk about our musical artist of the evening. Who is our musical artist tonight?
George Johnson.
Really?
George, not George Jefferson, y'all. I said George.
Of the Parliament P-Funk.
Not George Clinton. George W. Johnson.
Really?
Yeah.
And when was his hit album? What year was his hit album?
It was in the 1900s for sure. We'll get all that information once we talk about it.
All right, very good. Well, we're going to welcome our guest this evening. Let me read up. I was so fascinated by this earlier. Let me get my notes so I can introduce what we have going on here. I got my notes in my other thing. All right. So tonight, as we anticipate the celebration of Juneteenth 2020, we having a lot of tongue twisters this evening. We welcome the creative and talented people behind a symposium that examines the quilting tradition from Africa to America and the way quilts and quilting define the social, economic, and cultural agency of Black people. And I think that's so fascinating. You and I both shared a story about us remembering quilts from when we were very young children and our legacy and ancestors. Here to talk to us tonight is our good friend, historian, I don't know, actress, television personality, film producer. She's my good friend. That's all I can say about her. I'm honored. I think she's somewhere fabulous because she has a great background behind her. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome our good friend, the one and only Miss Devorah Crable, and we're going to introduce our other guests in just a moment. Yay! Uh-oh, wait, did I add her?
Oh, look at you!
Yes.
How are you?
Here. I am wonderful, enjoying this fabulous evening. I am here at Navy Pier, which is one of the sites of our exhibitions of quilts that we'll be having not only on Juneteenth, but here at Navy Pier, starting this month, this week, going all the way through July 31st.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be exquisite. So I want you to see the wonderful skyline behind me. You see all that?
Yes.
And now, do you want me to take you into this fabulous exhibit?
Yes, please.
Well, this is it. Here we are.
And you looking gorgeous, hon. Good seeing
darling,
you.
thank you. Let me turn around this way. Actually, let me get out of the picture. This is, can you see it? Here we go.
Yes.
So we are just now finishing up, and I had, hi, Mike. He was on our crew today, fixing everything up. These are quilts by the Needles and Threads Quilt Guild here in Chicago. And what we are showing is the connection between the quilting aesthetic done here in America and in Africa. What we are exploring is how the quilting tradition seeded in Africa transformed and took on a new nuance once we came here. Hey, thank you for everything. And how even today, those skills are still being used today in quilt making. So it's another link of showing how connected we are as Africans of the diaspora through the aesthetic of quilt making. It's another narrative of us identifying or strengthening our identity as Black people in the global community. Now, over here.
Wait, real quick, we have a question.
Yes, sir.
Of the two gentlemen, are those two guys that somebody made a quilt of? All of these are quilts.
Yes. Now, interesting. You should pull up the two guys right here. This quilt is done by Jim Smoot, and he is on our panel, which will be on Juneteenth, June 18, at the Logan Center from 3 until 6 p.m. He's one of our panelists, and he's one of the few male quilters that has enjoyed notoriety here in America. Now, again, the quilting tradition in Africa was really led by men, and you're going to learn about that during our symposium. But here in America, it is dominated by women, and he wants to make it very clear that men have a very strong voice and a very strong hand in the craft. So while we are just now putting this up, say hello to Rose. And she's just been amazing here. She's the one that holds everything down here at Navy Pier for setting up all the special exhibits and what have you. So yes, Art, that's Jim Smoot. He's just amazing.
These are so beautiful. I'm just taking away. My audience is saying they look as if they're 3D. Just the colors, the intricacy is just incredible. It was so funny. Your whole staff looked like they was ready to go. You guys,
they are. We have been here since early this morning. Thank you, guys. We love you. And they are amazing, just amazing. They really have done a beyond a yeoman's job.
We have two of your featured people here with us. We have Miss
Yes.
Barnes and we have Miss Strutter with us. We're gonna pop
Yes.
in and let's get this conversation started. Let's talk about how your work with these two ladies and other people have all come together. Good evening, ladies, and welcome to the show. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey,
How's
ladies.
everybody?
Hi. Guys, good seeing you again.
Yes.
I see
Good to see
you did a great job. It looks magnificent.
Thank you. Thank you for my first quilt show. I think we did a great job.
Great job.
Okay.
Yes.
I did not do it myself. As a matter of fact, I didn't have much to do with it at all. As a matter of fact, Dorothy had more to do with this than I did because she was here calling on the phone. Do this, do that, go get that. This is what you need. So no, this has been a team effort.
Well, very good. I want each one of the ladies to introduce themselves and we'll talk about who they are and what part they're playing in this wonderful exhibit. I'm gonna go to Miss Barnes first. Good evening. How are you? Introduce yourself and tell us about your participation in this.
My name is Doris Barnes, and I'm working with Needles and Thread Quilters Guild, and we work out of Fernwood Park on 104th and Wallace. We just celebrated our 30th anniversary, and we have 100 plus members.
Wow.
I was responsible for collecting quilts from the different members so that we could have quilts to install. And normally the even year, which is this year 22, we would have our quilt show, but because there's a problem at Washington Park Fieldhouse, we cannot have our quilt show this year. So this worked out very good for us.
Wow, how beautiful is that? That is incredible that you would have that many members. You've been around as long as you have. And what's so interesting is that quilting has not lost its beauty in the artistry. And that's what's so incredible.
Right. And we also teach quilting at the park. So if you want to learn how to quilt, you can come on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. And we have an education department and we teach people how to quilt.
Wow.
And this is one of her quilts. And, you know, she's being very modest. And Doris, I need you to step in and really explain the process. You have, in the process of quilting, you have the artist that will create the design pattern. And then you will have someone who actually quilts it down. And you might see with in this one, you see all the African faces and the mask in there.
Oh my God.
You know, that's not only did she do the art, but she did that sewing. Explain that for us.
I'm what they call a long arm quilter. So when you make your quilt top, you piece it all together and then you would bring it to me. You'd bring your top, your batting, and your backing. And I will take the three layers and put it together with all that stitching. So that's what really makes it a quilt.
My goodness. And if I'm correct, quilts again are hand stitched, right? They're not done on machines, right?
No, we do. Nowadays we do this on machine.
Okay. All right. I love that. She like, look, nowadays, right.
Right. When I first started, I did do quilting by hand. I'm from Vicksburg, Mississippi.
Well, okay, very good. Yep. Because my great grandmother was Meridian, Mississippi. So yep, absolutely.
I heard that. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my grandmother was from Anguilla, Mississippi.
Ah, okay.
And my people are from Port Gibson, Mississippi.
Oh my
I've been to
goodness.
Fort Gibson a few times.
Okay.
Oh,
Mine was
wow.
from Durant.
Yep.
Durant, Mississippi.
Durant,
Yep.
Lord.
That's
Okay.
right. Yeah. Wow. Just think
My
we are
dad's
on
from
the
the
state
West.
of Mississippi if we think about it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Right.
And
Oh, that's
I
wonderful.
met you, Dorothy, at the Beverly Art Walk.
Okay.
A long time ago, huh?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That was a couple of years. That was before the pandemic.
Yes, before
Yeah.
the pandemic.
But we're having another one this year.
Oh yeah, I go every year. Even during the
Uh,
pandemic, I went.
Oh, you did the pandemigrams?
Oh yeah.
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 So the one and only Miss Dorothy, I'm no stranger to her. I just love and adore her. We've had many conversations about her amazing quilting style and her gift. Matter of fact, she was the first person I got a face mask from when this pandemic all got out of hand. Dorothy jumped on it immediately, had some of the most beautiful designer masks. I want to welcome you to the show tonight, and please share with everybody your wonderful history of quilting.
So I started. Thanks, Chat Daddy. I love saying Chat Daddy because you're just such a cool guy.
I love
And
you.
I also was so thankful to be on your show. I was so humbled to be on your show because somehow I don't even know how we got connected, but somebody connected us, and
Yes.
we ended up on I ended up on your show, and from that I ended up on other shows. So thank you for that. But I am not a long arm quilter. I do all my quilting on a machine called it's a Singer 500A. It is a machine that's 62 years old. And that's the machine that I use to sew on. And so the quilt that she was showing last is my Great Migration quilt that has different panels in it, starting with it starts with the enslaved Africans and the Africans who enslaved them, who actually sold their own African brothers and sisters into slavery. So that's that bottom right-hand picture that you see at the bottom. And then the next panel is like the chains and the hands, and then at the bottom of that you see the boats with the people in it, so you can see that little replica at the bottom to the right of the hands, and the hands and the chains. And then the next one you see a trapunto technique, and that's with the real cotton in those cotton bags. You can pull it down a little further, pull it down a little bit further until your left. There you go, to the left. And so you see at the bottom there, a little bit further down. There you go. Oh, this is great. And that's where the trapunto technique is, with those bags of cotton. And you can see that these people are dragging big, long bags of cotton. Actually, have a cotton sack on the display there. But yeah, that's what that panel is.
Wow.
And then it just goes on to there until to the present day.
Well, listen, I've seen your work. It's very outstanding. Miss Crable.
Yes.
Darling, we gonna recommend you to one of the TV stations here. You're an incredible camera person. Wow.
Hey, listen. Listen, this has been one of the most amazing projects that I've had the privilege of working with. And let's be very clear, this is part of the Africa International House.
Yes,
they
it
are
is.
coming back to Washington Park for the 33rd Annual African Festival of the Arts, Labor Day weekend. Mark your calendar now. But before then, we're going to be here at Navy Pier doing a series of curated events, including a jollof rice competition, a dance competition, and of course, we have the art exhibition as well.
Right.
So, yeah.
At the bottom of the ticker, you guys, is how you can get information. AIHUSA.org across the ticker at the bottom. Yes, absolutely right. I want to talk to both of you ladies. Kay Renee, I know you got a question for the ladies as well, too. How can we keep quilting alive? How can we pass quilting on to our next generation, ladies?
Well, what I do is I also teach quilting at my church. I belong to Oakdale Covenant Church.
Yes.
95th and Vincennes. We have a quilt. We have a quilt ministry there, which I'm head of. And for summer camp, but we couldn't do it during the COVID. But every year for summer camp, we teach the kids how to sew. So we try and keep everything going, doing it that way.
Beautiful. I love that. I really do. My good friend Dorothy, I know you are always trying to teach our young people how to do different things. What advice would you give about how to keep quilting going?
Well, I do. I find that the younger kids are actually very interested in quilting. When I was at the Black Creativity Career Showcase, I had a line of kids waiting to sew on the sewing machine that I had there. And I was just shocked at how many parents were telling me that they were looking for quilting classes for their children and couldn't find them. So I'm considering teaching one at Beverly Arts Center.
Very nice. Very, very, very nice.
For children. For children.
Yeah, look, I might have to come and learn that gift myself too. Kay Renee, go right in with your question for the ladies.
You know, it's just, I am just amazed. Both Miss Doris and Miss Dorothy, thank you so much for sharing your gifts with us. But I want to ask, as I always ask our guests, who inspires you to be the very best that you can be? And obviously through your work, you're just really, truly inspired. But who truly inspires you?
Well,
Go ahead, Doris.
okay. I was inspired by my godmother to learn how to sew when I was in Mississippi. So
Okay.
I just always loved it, and I love the color of fabric, all kinds of fabric. And I see things, and I can go on vacation, and I can see a design, and I can actually think of it and turn it into a quilt. I just love quilting. I like cutting up fabric and sewing it back together.
I love it. That's beautiful.
And so for me, I was actually shown my first Underground Railroad quilt by a Caucasian woman who happened to be Republican.
Oh,
What?
Oh, yes. And she knew more about the history than I did. And I said,
Yeah.
something is wrong here. I have to learn this history and get deep into it. So I was allowed to study at the Stony Island Arts Bank, the Esther Gates. So he has a room on the third floor full of artifacts that are Negrobilia related, and it's the Edward J. Williams collection. So he allowed me 2 years of studying in that space. So that's why I was able to collect all of this data and all this history about our people through advertisements back in the day. So that gets me inspired. All those different images, you know, from the Negrobilia era.
Very good. Very good. Well, we have another guest who just popped in with us. And look, Devorah, you know how to line the guests up for me, my darling. My goodness.
Yes. Yeah. Who just hopped on? I can't see.
I'm getting ready to bring that guest in now. Good evening. How are you? And welcome to the conversation.
Good evening.
Oh,
we can't put old folks on technology.
Yes, we can.
Listen,
yes, we
wait
can.
a minute. Let me tell you something. Doris Barnes will tell you something about that. She is the IT specialist. Okay.
Well, she is the IT specialist. That's it. I'm not.
That's all right. At least you made it. We're honored to have you here tonight. Look, at least you made it before the show was over. How about that? It would be horrible if you came an hour later. Right. So at least you came in. Please introduce yourself and tell us what part you're playing in this wonderful quilting escapade.
Okay. My name is
wait. Okay, go ahead.
Jallo.
Hold on.
And I am the founder of the Quilting Pavilion at the African Festival of the Arts.
Wow.
Very nice.
And I always say that I stumbled up on quilt making by accident, but it was a wonderful find. And I just wish that I had known about it a little earlier in life. But things happen when they happen. So,
amen.
Very good. Very good. We were talking to the ladies about what impact has quilting made on your life. When did you first familiarize yourself with quilting?
Well, as I said, it was kind of a stumble find. I married a man from Mali, and his family was in textiles, and they weren't rich people, but they gave me all sorts of textiles as a wedding present. And I'm not a seamstress, and God knows why I chose quilt making. I didn't come from a long family of quilt makers, but I said, I'm going to make a quilt. And I took that fabric and I started cutting it up and making quilts and stumbled up on something wonderful. Stumbled up on my creative juices. And I'm just always in awe of where quilt making has taken me, because I have quilts in museums and in public places and on book covers, and I'm still just always very much surprised and honored that people appreciate my work.
You know, everybody is making so many social faux pas on how to celebrate Juneteenth and what Juneteenth really means. And really, I've got to give all of you ladies credit. This is the most beautiful tribute to our people, our ancestors, We all come from whatever it is, but it had some, form of quilting or a conversation about it. And I just think this is really beautiful. Devorah, what else should we know about this exhibit, and how do we move forward from this point? The ladies were just great.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely, they are amazing. The other part of our conversation will center on how quilt making has gone from a craft art to a high fine art. Quilt making has gone from just being something that you did as a utility to pull scraps of fabric together to make a wonderful quilt or blanket for your loved one, your family member. But now it's hanging in museums around the world, selling and at auctions at premium prices. So it's another way of us taking a look at our Black aesthetic and understanding the value and the appreciation of that aesthetic and how we continue to contribute to not only America's narrative, but the global Black narrative through our art. So what I want people to really understand here tonight is that you need to go to Africa International House, USA.org, and register for the seminar so you can get the in-depth conversation from these ladies who will be on the panel. So you can really hear their stories and see where this movement is going. It's a wonderful movement in the art community, a wonderful movement in terms of our history and our culture and our celebration of our Blackness. So join us on June the 18th and again, register either live or for the virtual symposium. This is a hybrid event. So if you're someplace else in the world, as each and every one of us are tonight, and joining you, you can do the same thing on June the 18th, or come to the Logan Center and join us for the live presentation as well.
Wow, that's beautiful. Well, we really appreciate you bringing such wonderful ladies. My audience loves these ladies. Let me see. We got a private conversation. Kay Renee, what do you want to say? Oh, it is an honor. It truly is an honor. Go ahead.
I just feel like my ancestors are with you guys, because as I shared before all of you came on, and how my late great aunt had, I don't know if she quilted this quilt, but she had passed it to my maternal grandmother, who passed it on to my maternal uncle, and he was in a fire in 2011. And ironically, that quilt was the only thing that was saved. And
Wow.
now I have it, because both of my dad and my uncle are no longer with me. So every time I look at that quilt, I just think about the history. And so you've made it such enriching, all of you. And I just want to say thank you. It is just a blessing and a privilege to know you.
Well, we thank you for having us on and having this opportunity to share the art of these wonderful women.
Yes, absolutely. Ladies, please continue to move forward. Happy Juneteenth. And that happiness is for us as a race of people. I know everybody else trying to make us be happy about something, but we need to celebrate our independence, right?
Yes,
so thank you, ladies. We look forward to supporting you all. Ladies and gentlemen, the website is aihusa.org. Please go sign up, be a part of this. Now, how long will the display be up at Navy Pier?
So we have the display here at Navy Pier that will run starting this week on Friday, going all the way through July 31st. We'll be at the DeSable Museum in the Roundhouse on Juneteenth weekend, the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th. So make sure you make it there. We're going to have just a magnificent collection of quilts there as well. And also, if you're going to the Push Convention, we will also have a showcase of quilts there. And that will be on Saturday, June the 18th. So we're popping up all over the place for you on Juneteenth weekend and going all the way through July. So do not, under any circumstances, miss this conversation or the exhibitions.
Well, you have done an outstanding job as always. I've gotten about 4 private messages that say you need to be our roving reporter on this show. That's how great. Everybody is saying.
That's funny, because normally I would have my selfie stick and all that, but I had planned to be home. So I'm sitting here, my arm is getting tired. That's why you're getting this, okay?
That's all right. People are saying you killing it. They like,
you're amazing, Devorah. You're just amazing.
Right, they're right. Great job. Ladies, we love you so much. Thank you for keeping our history alive. Thank you for all that you do. You really are sheroes in our race of people. You really are. We really appreciate you for that. Devorah, dear, thank you so much for this. We look forward to supporting you and all the ladies and other artists during this time. All right. Let me get the feedback from everybody. I think people loved you guys. I think that's how this all works.
And we love you more.
Oh, I appreciate you all. Let's see. Comments, great job, excellent. We really appreciate you all. Thank you guys so very much. Have a beautiful night, and we'll see you again real soon. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. This was incredible. That was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Wasn't that great? That was excellent.
I said I felt my ancestors as
I did
as
too.
Deborah was going through the quilts. It was like a different. You just feel just something special. So
yes,
really
that was beautiful. That really was. That touched my heart. All right, darling. We need to talk about our music artists of the evening. Let me pull up my notes as well too.
Okay.
So what I did was, in honor of June being Black Music Month, Kay Renee and I will talk about people who were truly history makers in the field of music when it comes to African Americans. And our first artist that we want to talk about tonight is the first person to ever record a record or a song, or as we would say now, an album or whatever, or a track or beat or whatever the case may be. And this gentleman was who, Kay Renee?
George W. Johnson. And
go ahead.
In 1890, Mr. Johnson became the first African American to record commercially.
Right.
Bet you all didn't know that.
So let me give you guys a little background. Although Black singers and musicians were known in the early years, the recording industry was not looking for known artists. So we already had people who were incredible singers. As you guys remember, Ma Rainey, she had a lot of fame. This gentleman was before Ma Rainey. Beginning in 1890, there were no records sold with a Black artist's voice on them at all. Talent scouts from record companies were on the lookout to recruit anybody with a good, clear voice and good diction. A lot of what what is his name again?
George W. Johnson.
George W. Johnson sang a lot of what you would consider crooning type of songs and things like that. And so that's what he originally, became famous for. He was known in Washington, D.C., singing on the streets there. And so I don't know. It's kind of interesting that he continued to record through the 1890s. He would eventually record with major record companies, with Columbia being one of them. He did what was called, as I said before, the laughing songs, or pretty much as a crooning manner. What do you think about that with him in this day and age, especially the way most of these artists are nowadays?
Well, he definitely was a pioneer, and unfortunately, he had to subject himself to singing music that was beneath him. But he had no choice, and to get his name out. So, you think about what we take for granted now. He couldn't have taken things for granted in 1890.
Which is true, but it hurts my heart to just think about, we are listening to songs now where you talking about, what is wet, that it's so gushy you need a mop. We are listening to songs nowadays that your milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I'm trying to figure out what milkshake are we talking about. We are in a day and age where we believe in beating, slapping, flipping, rubbing. And so here's the deal. It seems to me we're still crooning in our music. You know what I'm saying? Not to be disrespectful to anybody, but our music is still, to me, detrimental. I like how you said, look at his situation he was in, but then let's look at our music to this day. What do you think?
No, you have a valid point. And, you would think music should inspire. Music should make you smile and be the best. listening to somebody called Milkshake, that'll make me be the best. And so I think that it starts at home. I think when you raise your children to be able to listen to all types of music, but then have that discussion with them, saying,
Right.
what is the purpose? Why are you listening to this type of music? Because unfortunately, as you know too, when you listen to a certain song, a certain beat, especially if you fall asleep, it is embedded in your subconscious.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So
it really is.
That's something, and you bring a valid point about that, and I don't like that word coon at all. I mean, it's very degrading to us as a race.
It is.
So.
Yep, it is. It really is. All right. Betty asked the question, what about trap music today? We have a choice. I agree. Because nowadays, I tell people I love listening to that type of music just to figure out what the young people are saying. And you'd be surprised about just some of the things they're saying. If you really pay attention, I was listening to a song in the car today where a girl said she a hoochie and you got to pay her in Gucci and Louis. I agree with her. I agree. But I just think it's a damn shame that song said it like that. But yeah. Well, that's kind of like returning the money in the couch thing, All right, Kay Renee, let's do that nugget of knowledge so we can get out of here.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know.
Well, this is Motivational Monday, so I'm going to hopefully give y'all some motivation. Every day is a chance to begin again. Don't focus on the failures of yesterday. Start today with positive thoughts and expectations. Again, this is Motivational Monday. # focus on having another chance to display your greatness.
Oh, I love that. That is beautiful. That is incredible. Wow. You kill me with these nuggets. They are so great. Do they just come to you in a dream, or how do you come up with these? That's good information.
I will admit there's a site that I look at, and actually it's just when I do my prayer meditation in the morning, I just like God just kind of direct me where what nugget I should talk about, and that's how it works.
Wow. Lord have mercy. I'm just so happy. I really am. That's amazing, because you do come up with just the right thing to say at the right appropriate time, So for more information,
I'm just a conduit.
Yes, I love it. For more information, please visit karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. That's where you can find all of her wonderful nuggets. Scorpio Love said amen. Yes, that was very good. All right, coming up on tomorrow night's show, the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, Dr. Janet Seabrook will join us. June is also Men's Health Awareness Month. So tomorrow night, we're going to talk about men's health awareness. We're going to talk a little bit about monkeypox. We're going to talk about where are we with all these COVID numbers and things like that. Dr. Janet Seabrook always does a wonderful job when she comes on. She's our resident medical expert, and she helps us to understand how to deal with our health a little bit better. So we are very happy to welcome her back tomorrow night. Yes. And then on Wednesday night, we have an erotic fiction writer. No, she's a street lit fiction writer. So she writes from the hood, baby. She writes from the hood. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hood literature, baby.
All righty now.
Pop a cap in yo. Right. Did that sound convincing?
There's an audience for that too.
It is. It really is. Right. If these gas prices don't go down, I'm going to have to start doing something like that. These gas prices
in California don't make no sense for a gallon of gas.
Gas prices are ridiculous. Look, I do everything in the same direction now. I'm not right. Yeah, anything I do now is all going to be in the same direction. If I'm coming to your house to visit, I'm also going to stop here. I'm going to stop there, all within your neighborhood, because otherwise, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Yes. All right. Thank you guys so very much. Happy Pride. Thank you.
Happy Pride.
Thank you. Yes, that's good, because men don't take care of themselves. Thank you. We're going to have a conversation about that tomorrow. They do not. Oh, thank you. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you guys. Yes. Gas not slowing people down. That's what they said. But I know one thing, and I don't let my gas tank. Once I do my weekly running around and I'm chilling on the weekend, I fill that tank back up. Did you see where I bought 4 gallons of gas? And it was
I saw that post. I said, "Oh my
4
God,
gallons
are
of
you
gas.
kidding me?
$24. 4 gallons of gas. That's crazy. Crazy. All right, you guys, for more information about yours truly, please visit therealchatdaddy.com. Therealchatdaddy.com. That's where you can find me. Oh, wait, I didn't put it up here yet. Okay, there we go.
You go.
Realchatdaddy.com. Don't forget, next week I return back to Daytime Chicago on Wednesday. We'll have all the details on how you guys can watch me on Daytime Chicago next Tuesday. Yay. All right.
Don't forget, for those in the Chicago area, you can do your civic duty and early vote. So there's an election coming up on 28th. So do your duty. That's all I got to say.
Okay, but can we get rid of the Richard Irving commercials, please?
Goodness.
Please.
The only way that's going to happen when we vote, and if he's not elected, then you won't see him no more.
Girl, we know he ain't gonna get elected. Can we just cut back on the commercials? Can we? Because now they're getting just crazy and it's like everybody and their mama bought a Richard Irving commercial. And here's the crazy piece. I would hate to even be a school teacher and have a child named Richard Irving in the classroom right now. And don't let it be a bad child. Richard Irving. I'm just, oh God.
We'll know soon enough by the end of the month. That's what all I got to say.
Please, because if I hear one more commercial about him, I cannot. I just cannot. No, Chat Daddy. Happy Pride Month. June is busting all over. We love you guys. We do. Have a great night. We appreciate you guys. Stay safe, stay wonderful. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, The Real Chat Daddy Show. Facebook, YouTube. Go over there, like the show. Tell somebody else about it. Help us build our audience. All right? We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7. Bye.
Bye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show.